In this video, we'll look at one more really useful function, the Vlookup function. Now, again, I haven't talked about HLOOKUP much, but if you know how to use Vlookup, you'll be able to figure out HLOOKUP. Suppose I want to find certain employees, just certain employees, names I've been given, in the big employees table, back here on employee data. And I want to find what health plan each employee has. Okay? I need Vlookup equals Vlookup. And remember, Vlookup has usually 3 arguments. It can have a 4th, which we'll talk about in a moment. The first thing I need is the item I want to look up. I want to look up the name in cell A2. Okay? Then I have what I want to look up. Where do I look it up? I want to look it up on the employee data sheet. See, we've got to use a sheet reference. And I want to look in the range B2 to F101. B2 to F101. That's where my data is. Notice I selected B2 because B is the column where the names are. I don't want column A because column A has employee numbers. And I'm looking up by name. So if I try to find a name, Vlookup looks only in the first column of the range to start with to find the name in that column. This column doesn't have names. The Vlookup function would return an error. So that's why I'm going from column B2 over. Then I need to give Vlookup a number, the number of column that I want data to come from. So I look over here. I'm looking for the health plan. Health plan is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns over. Oh, got some garbage from the table. Sorry about that. I have to go 5 columns over. And there it is. Philo should have an HMOF. Is that working? Oh, no, it's not. Philo doesn't have HMOF. Philo has PPOI. Well, that's really strange. What's wrong with this picture? Here's what's wrong. To make this work, if I'm looking by name, I have to do one of 2 things. I either have to go back and sort this table by name. And now Philo's way down at the bottom there. Yep, and now PPOI. That's what Philo is supposed to have. Or, if I resort this back to, so it's back sorted by ID, we've got Philo at the top. If I don't want to sort that data, it could be that I want it in employee ID form, in that order. If I don't want to change that, there is something I can do with the Vlookup function itself. If I only have this, I need to sort by name. But I can go to the end of the function and add a 4th argument. And I can tell the Vlookup function, hey, I want you to find an exact match for that name, Philo. So I need to put false there. If I put false at the end of a Vlookup function, it will look for exactly that name. It takes a little longer, and we're talking nanoseconds, maybe a microsecond here, or a millisecond, but it'll work. And now, as soon as I go back in here and make these absolute references, because I'm going to fill down, you know it's coming, make those absolute references, I have that false as a 4th argument to say find exactly that name. Don't come close, find exactly that name. I can fill down, hit Control D, and I've got it. Oh, LeBrun and McCorkle, neither one of them have health insurance? Yep, this is true. LeBrun, no health insurance. McCorkle, no health insurance. So my formula is working. Good. Now, let's do another Vlookup. Suppose I want to look up the employee health plan and find out what the premium is. If you look back at employee data, I have, over at the right in column K, there's a table that gives us the health plan premiums. Now notice that's nicely alphabetized. That's a good thing. And I think I named this table health plan rates. Good. Okay, just wanted to recheck that. Let's go back to employee lookup. And let's look up a premium. This one should be simpler. Vlookup. And I want to look up PPOI, the health plan that Philo has. And then I want to look in a range. I could go back and get the cell ranges, but you can use structured references in these as well. I can say, look at the health plan rates table. And really that's all I need since I'm looking at the whole table. Health plan rates, just look in that table. I put a comma, and I know my values were in the second column of that table, so I'll put a 2. And we find out the PPOI is 950. Is that correct? Whew, yes it is. It worked. Cool. So now we fill down. And notice when I fill down, I don't have to do absolute references with the table name. Yep, none. They aren't paying a premium. It filled down nicely, brought the table name with it. Life is good. Now notice, I'll fix this here. Suppose LeBrun changed. This is a problem. I should be entering this back on LeBrun's. Suppose LeBrun came in and said, hey, I need health insurance. I would like the HMOI plan. Okay, we'll change that on LeBrun. And now we go back to the table and look at that. The VLOOKUP has changed it automatically there, and it's put in his premium of $875, which I think is the correct premium. Yep, just wanted to make sure. There's one of the great powers of VLOOKUP. LeBrun came in, asked for a different health plan. I changed it from none on this sheet to HMOI on this sheet. And on this other sheet that lists the premium, I didn't have to type in that name again. It automatically changed. So VLOOKUP is saving me data entry on separate sheets. That's one of the great things about VLOOKUP. It not only helps you find information faster, it helps you consolidate your information onto one table and avoid errors where you change something on one table but fail to do it on another. So VLOOKUP, use it. If you've got tables of data, you need VLOOKUP.